Hey guys, my name is Soaches, and in this video I'll show you how I made Zenyatta's Orb of Harmony from Overwatch. I got the basic shape of the orb by using a 10cm styrofoam ball, which I then covered in a few layers of paper mache. If you've seen my videos before, you might notice that this is the first time that I've used a pre-made spheric shape instead of making it myself. Normally I try to make as much of a project as I can without using pre-made supplies, but this probably saved me a few days work. Plus I was feeling lazy. So when the paper mache had dried, I started to cover the whole thing in a layer of air drying clay. The clay is partly made by paper, so it sticks better to paper mache than to styrofoam. The reason I didn't just make the whole thing out of paper mache is because I think the clay is easier to carve and it looks nicer. When the clay hardened, it left some pretty big cracks, so I filled those in before I started sanding it. So after that, it was time to start drawing out the details, and after an entire day of measuring and drawing, I realized that I did it wrong. So I had to redo everything that I had done for like several hours, and I was so bummed out that I didn't bother continuing with this for over a month. So to do a quick summary, the mistake I did was that I accidentally drew 3 circles instead of 4, so the rest of the pattern didn't add up. But when I had everything redone, I was actually kinda happy with how it turned out, and then it was time to start carving. Even after carving out the details, I still found that there were a lot of sketch marks left that I was afraid was going to be visible through the gold paint, so I painted it black first. In the end, I'm not sure if it actually made that much of a difference, but afterwards I could start with the rest of the coloring. I think it looked kinda cool after I added the blue paint. Just like the combination of black and blue, it looked either like something taken straight out of a sci-fi movie, or an intergalactic Oreo. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it took around 2 weeks to paint the whole thing, mainly because you need to be really careful when you paint the edges of the bevel so you don't get the wrong color in the wrong place. I also made a few mistakes here and there that I had to go back and fix. I made the silver button thingies out of some leftover clay, and when I was done painting the orb, I simply glued them on. I added a few layers of varnish to give the orb a shinier look, and after that, it was done.